Hi everyone, it's Shamsa and welcome back to my little kitchen. Now, if you love tandoori chicken and you can't resist crispy pakoras, then this recipe combines the best of both worlds. Today, I'm going to share with you how to make tandoori chicken pakoras, juicy on the inside and crispy batter on the outside, perfect with a squeeze of lemon and your favorite chutney. So let's start cooking. So the ingredients you're going to need is as follows, and again, please remember, the list of ingredients along with the quantities are listed in the description box below the video when it goes live, so do check that out as well. I'm using chicken breast fillet here today for these pakoras. You can use thigh fillet, it works perfectly well. And I've got 1 kg here, which I have, whilst I've been cutting the breast fillets, I flattened them down using the back of my knife, which will also act as a tenderizer and just flattens the pieces down. Now, when you're making pakoras, you don't want tikka style chunky pieces, and that's because when you add them into the oil, the batter will cook quite faster than the chicken pieces. So you want something which is slightly flat, but just a bigger size. And I will show you once I transfer them to the bowl, you'll be able to see just how they are. And I've got here chickpea flour, which is also known as gram flour and besan. Excellent gluten-free recipe here for you guys. I use the KTC brand. This is the super fine gram flour and I've not sifted it. I've just added it straight into the bowl. Now, to make the pakoras crispy when you fry them, I'm using corn flour or corn starch, as it's also known as. Now, you could use rice flour for this, and I have tried the recipe with rice flour, but what I find is that the rice flour makes the batter quite thick and clumpy, so I prefer the corn flour, but again, it's entirely up to you guys. We have water to make our batter and we have spices. So we've got salt, coriander powder, Kashmiri chilli powder, which is going to add a lovely colour and mild heat. I've got garam masala and I've got dried chili flakes, and here I have some whole spices. I've got cumin seeds and coriander seeds. Now, all I did was just to add them into my food processor, and I've just given them a couple of blitzes and just coarsely ground them until the coriander seeds have broken in two, and the same with the cumin seeds. I've not roasted these at all. I've got here fenugreek leaves, and I've got here ajwein, which is known as carrom seeds. These seeds add a lovely pop of flavour to the batter. We have the dried tandoori masala here, the powder version. That's going to colour and give flavour to our chicken. Now, I'm afraid there is no substitute for this. If you want a tandoori flavoured pakora, this is what you need to add, and it's quite readily available in the world food aisle in the local supermarkets. We've got 2 different sets of colours. I've got food colouring here that I'm going to be adding, and I know a lot of you might not like this, but this is what gives the tandoori colour. I've got red food colouring, and one for the meat to colour it, and the other for the batter, because I've tried it without and it just didn't look right. And we need oil to fry our pakoras with, so let's start cooking. Right, we're going to begin by preparing the batter first, and into the gram flour I'm going to start by adding the corn flour. So in that goes, and just give that a mix so it's well combined. And then the spices, so add all them in. The cumin seeds and coriander seeds, the ajwein, which is the carrom seeds, the red food colouring, and the dried fenugreek. I'm just going to crush between the palms of my hand just to release more flavour and aroma, like that. Mix that well, and now we can start adding the water in. The exact quantity of water will be listed in the description box for you guys, so please don't worry. And you want the batter to be thick enough to coat the chicken pieces, but not too thick. Right, this is the consistency you're looking for. So it's kind of thick, but not too thick. And what you want to do is, when you've made this, you don't want to leave it lying around, because the longer it's left, the watery it'll become. So ideally, when you're making this recipe, you want to be able to do things quite quickly. So let me just set this aside, and now we're going to prepare our meat. Right, so I'm going to start by transferring my washed chicken into a bowl, and then I'm going to add my dried tandoori masala over and the red food colouring, and just mix this well. Just make sure all of that meat is just coated in this wonderful red colour. And I don't add salt into this because the tandoori masala that we use actually has salt in it, and the batter also has that as well, so it doesn't need it. And if I just show you, That's the size of pieces that you're looking for. So they're slightly flat and not too chunky, but big nice pieces. Because if you're making these pakoras at home, you want to be able to know there's chicken in there. And that's how it looks. And I'm just going to set this aside, and I'm going to move my camera over, and now we're going to start frying these. I'm just going to add a few pieces of my chicken into my batter, just so they're ready. And I find it very easy to use just my hands to put the pakoras in with the batter rather than fiddling around with tongs. Right, okay, so I've got my oil in a wok. Now, every South Asian household will have a pot or a wok dedicated to frying samosas and pakoras and things like that. And this is ours at my mum's. And with the oil, I've added enough in. We're deep frying them, so I've added enough oil in there, and it's been on a low heat temperature. It's been sitting there for approximately around 8 to 10 minutes. Now, I normally eyeball this. I've never actually ever used a thermometer, to be honest, and neither has Mum, and this is how I learnt it. So for you guys, I'm going to show you the correct temperature to look out for. I've got here just a standard toothpick, and I'm just going to insert that in, and when that starts to bubble and fizz, you know the temperature is correct. And that's probably the easiest way to find out if your oil is hot enough. Temperature is currently on a low, and I'm going to take my piece of chicken, which I've just got here in this bowl with the batter on, and I'm just going to drop it in gently like that. And try to be quick when you do this, because you want them to cook at the same time. So just make sure you've got enough batter on there. These were delicious. And try not to overcrowd the pan that you're using, or the wok that you're using. Right, so once they've all gone in, just leave them for about a minute, and you want that batter to sort of like stick to the chicken. And if you went in straight with a spoon and started moving things around, the batter would come off. That's the reason why. Right, so once they've had a minute to a minute and a half, approximately 2, now you want to go in and you want to start moving them around, because you don't want them to stick, and they will have stuck as well a little bit. Going in with my mum's very used and loved slotted spoon that we use, and you can see, look, they are stuck, but if you're gentle, then they'll just come apart like that, and that's what you want. Just move them around. And now we're going to fry these for approximately 6 to 8 minutes. Again, all depends on the size of your chicken pieces, so just give them a move around. Heat setting is still on a low. Just keep turning them around. That one's stuck. Oh, there you are. And I've just got myself a plate here with some kitchen paper to drain them on, but I'll show you how they look once they're ready in about 8 minutes time. Right, so it's been around 8 to 10 minutes that they've been frying away, and you can feel that when you move them around, they're nice and crisp. And I'm going to drain them off and just pop them onto the plate. But just look at them, they look absolutely wonderful. I can't wait for you guys to try this recipe. I don't know if you can see that. Just gonna cut one to show you. Just look at that. Absolutely wonderful. I'm just going to continue frying the rest of them, and I'll give you a closer look once I've finished frying all of them.